Hi guys, it's G-Economics here, and this is a feedback video for my Year 11 economists with regard to the June 2015 A591 paper, question 1, which of course we did last week. So having marked those, I just want to give you a little bit of feedback which I'd like you to take a look at today, and we're going to spend 15-20 minutes just you going through your papers and putting right the things which you got wrong. So first of all, question 1A and 1B. The questions at the start of these papers are always the easiest, therefore you cannot afford to drop the easy marks. Some of you did drop the easy marks because you did not read the question. The question said from figure 1, so the case study that you were provided, you needed to lift your answers out of that figure. Those of you who didn't, you lost 2 or 3 very easy marks. So just take care on that. B part 2 was a question with regard to choices and decision making in economics and why those very important choices have to be made. You were given, and of course in all of these scripts, you were given a certain amount of space to fill. Now that is generally a good guide as to how much information and detail needs to go into your answers. So I would encourage you, especially those of you who did not get full marks and did not fill the space, number 1, think about filling that space, and number 2, think about having these keywords in your answer. Resources finite, wants infinite, choices, opportunity costs. Think about including those in any answer that you give to that particular question, B part 2. Question C. You must take care to avoid repetition. 1 or 2 of you, and it was the minority, but 1 or 2 of you did repeat the answer that you had given for effect 1. You then repeated that for effect 2 in a roundabout way. There was not enough differentiation between your first effect and your second effect, so take care on that one. And then finally, D, the extended answer question. Clearly time management is a little bit of an issue for some of you, and obviously as we work through these in the course of the year you'll get better at that with practice. But don't forget the structure of these extended answer questions. Define the key terms, so economies of scale in this case. You need to know the definition of economies of scale, those aspects of increasing size which lead to falling average costs. Then you explain your answer, so you give the on the one hand side of the argument. Always nice to include a diagram or diagrams. So that diagram or diagrams could have been either a demand and supply diagram with the supply curve shifting to the right as supply increases and price falls, or it could have been the long run average cost curve, which you could have either shown, moving down that cost curve in the economies of scale section, or a better one would be to show that long run average cost curve shifting downwards. So bear that in mind when you come to edit this answer. Then do the on the other hand. So on the other hand, of course, then you're getting into the territory of on the other hand there are such things as diseconomies of scale, and explain that. And then leave room for a judgment at the end. Now what I haven't written on here, which is probably one of the most important things in these extended answer questions, is context. Context, context, context. Try to avoid giving a very generalist answer. You're told that you're talking here about a transportation company, a logistics company. So try and relate all of your answers to the company. You've got to answer these questions in context. I have written it there, sorry. Answer in context. Diagrams and labels. I did come across a couple of diagrams where supply curves and demand curves were labelled the wrong way around. Take care. Make sure that you give sufficient explanation of diagrams, so go through the whole rigmarole of initial equilibrium as such and such, economies of scale, you get a shift of supply to the right, this results in an expansion of demand, and so on and so forth. And then, as I've said before, time management, it is an issue, but you'll get better as we go on. So congratulations to Mr. N. Smith for an outstanding performance on this one, and let's see next week, ladies and gentlemen, who can beat him. So that's it, and